back. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy meeting with Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen yesterday in the face of China's aggressive warnings. Watch this.
I believe our bond is stronger now than at any time or point in my lifetime. The one thing I would say to China, too, at no time, I am the Speaker of the House. There's no place that China is going to tell me where I can go or who I can speak to, whether you be foe or whether you be friend. I'm not the general manager of the Houston Rockets.
China responding this morning, vowing to take, quote, forceful measures in response to the serious wrongdoing of U.S. Taiwan colluding together. Joining me right now is Arkansas Senator.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem YAHAWAHSHI'S, Ba'ashem Rukwah Kadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. And as you just seen, China makes major threats after wrongdoing of U.S. Taiwan collusion, and we're seeing the power structure fall constantly. Actually, you can see. And I like doing videos on this a lot of times because a lot of people would try to ignore this, but they can't ignore it now because now it's becoming a thing. It's being well known, and the fact that this is just drawing a step closer and closer to World War III and closer and ultimately closer to the downfall of this place says a lot, really, because well, just this alone. But you seeing all sorts of stuff happening, not just with this war, but even inside this own society. Which I'm gonna go ahead and do a video on that later on, going to showing how much worse the society got. But as I mentioned before, with these wars, or at least rumors of wars that's going on, you're starting to see more and more problems. You're starting to see prices going up higher. You start seeing people more miserable than it was before. So this is Micah 6 and 12. It says, "For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth." And that is true in itself, because these guys are all full of violence. They've been conquering the world for the past, I don't know, 400 years now. Even going back in several times when they've been in power. Going back to Rome and Greek and so on and so forth. But as of now, they've been ruling about a good solid 400 to 500 years now. And all they've been doing is just been taking and taking. They haven't been giving the earth any rest. They've gone around, pillaged, robbed people, especially the Lord's people. And that's they got greedy and kept going on with it. And now that countries are getting tired of it, then that's when they have no choice but to take measures. But their biggest fight is not even with them. It's with us. Because we've been starting this fight before them. Because we've been a nuisance to these rats for the longest time. And when they thought they finally got us, no, that's still a rebellion. We just not doing it illegally. That's the funny part. They can move us, they can try to lock us up, but guess what? We're not. We that's what makes it harder for them, because we're not doing it illegally. We're actually playing by their rules. As the scripture per se, agree with our adversaries, so we know how to work around them. That's what makes their fight harder with us than it does with the world. Let me get this last scripture right quick, because this is just supposed to be just a quick video, just going into how these wars are just sparking up because of all things that's going on. He is fighting like a whole war, basically. Let me go into this real quick, because this is basically of 3 minutes read. Actually, this was posted in 2016. But I got another article popping up. But the fact that this is from 2020, sorry, not 2016, 2006, it says the world's turned against America. And that's in 2006. That goes to show you how long this fight technically been going on. Not just with Russia or China, but just in the world in general. It says in politics, 5 years is an eternity. Just take a look at the world's views of the U.S. foreign policy on this week anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, right? So I was gonna go into the full thing in this, but it's just the fact that this is proving that a lot of this world actually hated America. I had another one. This has popped up on my other phone actually. It says the bad news: 2023 is already shaping up to be very, very bad year. And you got to question, why is that? Oh, you don't even need a question. You can see it with all the things that's going on and everything that's being shown. Look at the price of food, the price of gas. You look up the U.S. debt clock because that's constantly going. And then you got the world events going on. People ain't happy. People are more stressed than anything. People, yeah, if for a lot of people that goes to work, look at the people around you. You can see they ain't happy. They try to put on a lot of them try to put on a fake smile, but you can see they ain't happy. You talking about how they gotta work even harder, work more. You don't hear them talking about trying to spend time with family now. I used to hear that a little bit before. Actually, when I started working about a good 8 years ago, I used to hear, "Oh, I got to get home to my kids and family." You don't hear that now. That's not a thing no more. That goes to show you how twisted this became. So this is Ecclesiastes 21:8. It says, "He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial." And so that's with Esau. This also primarily talking about a lot of people as well, especially those false camps in those churches. But this is also going for Esau because he's not only using other countries' monies, he used the Israelites' money, the gold and silver, the copper. He's using our money for his foundation. And the funny part is, the Lord has it to where he doesn't even touch the money, but he still has it. That's basically gathering a tomb of his own burial. Because guess what? He took the world's money and he's taking the Israelites' money. And that's why the Lord already set this up for this to already backlash against him. Because all of the world is coming up against him. You're already seeing what is it? A whole bunch of articles about these other countries, these foreigners just getting upset. Actually, let me get this last scripture real quick. Actually, not a minute. This is Joel 3:2. It says, "I will also gather all nations and bring them and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." And so the Lord said it. That's why these all happen. This is why the world's turned against this place. That's why you start seeing the major countries actually standing up against this place, because they're like, "Oh, one land did it, we can do it too." And now you're seeing it. But that's all I have going to that. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. And with that, shalom.